The 2011 NFL Draft is known as one of the best NFL draft classes of all time, with Hall of Fame level players scattered throughout the entire draft. This class is extremely deep and has talent in all 7 rounds. Now, 12 years later, let's take a look at the best players in each round. Round 1 was very tough to pick. There are multiple angles that I could have taken in players that I seriously considered, including Von Miller, Julio Jones, Tyron Smith, AJ Green, and Patrick Peterson. But ultimately, the best pick in the first round belongs to the Texans by selecting J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt in his prime is one of the most dominant defenders of all time. For starters, he is tied for the most NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards with 2, the others being Lawrence Taylor and Aaron Donald. A 5-time first-team All-Pro, he holds the most seasons with 20-plus sacks at 2, is on the NFL 2010s All-Decade team, and is tied for the most seasons leading the league in sacks at 2. Coming into his rookie year, he played good but not great. Year 2, JJ exploded, putting up 20.5 sacks, which led the league, recording 39 tackles for losses, leading the league, and winning Defensive Player of the Year. Watt was looked at as the best player in the NFL after the 2012 season, being ahead of names like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Adrian Peterson. Watt made scouts rethink what a defensive end was capable of doing. He was tied for 9th for passes defended in 2012. That is unheard of for a defensive end. Now, I get it. When we look at these players, we can't just take one season into account. But JJ from 2012 to 2015 was as good as a player can get, and his production, team impact, and skill set all back that up. He unfortunately suffered a lot of different injuries throughout his career that may nick him down a tad when we talk about the greatest to ever play a defensive end position. And you can argue some of these other guys in the first round as they have put up Hall of Fame careers as well. But when we talk about the best player from the first round of the 2011 draft, give me J.J. Watt. Round 2 did not have near the rich talent as round 1 did. But for round 2, I narrowed it down to 3 players, being Andy Dalton, Rodney Hudson, and Randall Cobb. I give the edge to Andy Dalton. I know when we think of Andy Dalton modern day, he is now obviously on the downfall of his career. But Andy Dalton did have a great run with the Bengals and his former draft mate AJ Green. Dalton is a 3-time Pro Bowler and brought some real life to a Bengals franchise that was desperate for the taste of some postseason football. He is a top 5 QB all time for the Bengals. During his 9 years playing for the Bengals, he made 3 Pro Bowls and 4 playoff trips. Unfortunately, he never won a playoff game with Cincinnati. If he had, he would be the no-brainer here. Dalton never won any major awards, but he became one of the most consistent QBs during the past decade. His 70 wins as a starter and 31,954 passing yards rank second in the Bengals franchise history. He also holds the record with 204 passing touchdowns. As far as the competition against Dalton in this round, Hudson had a great prime, but was only a 3-time Pro Bowler and played center, while Cobb was also very solid. He was never dominant. Bottom line is Dalton gave this franchise life in a time where they had not done a lot of winning, so give me the red rifle for round 2. Round 3 was pretty easy to narrow down. My 3 finalists are Justin Houston, DeMarco Murray, and Jurrell Casey. Murray was absolutely dominant for Dallas in 2014, but I give more of the credit to the O-line than Murray, and the fact that he plays the RB position, I rule him out. Houston versus Casey is actually a lot closer than most people may think, but ultimately I'm giving the edge to Houston. At one point in time, Houston was supposed to be a first-round pick, but failed a drug test that made him drop to the 3rd round. Houston was solid his rookie year, but in year 2 is when he got cooking. After recording 10 sacks, he was named to his first Pro Bowl. Following year 2, he recorded 11 sacks in year 3 to go along with another Pro Bowl stint. And in 2014 is when Justin Houston became known as a household name. Started all 16 games, recorded a career-high 69 combined tackles, 22 sacks, 5 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles, and was a first-team All-Pro. He led the NFL that year with his 22 sacks, almost breaking Michael Strahan's single-season record of 22.5. Houston went on to play 4 more seasons for the Chiefs, but was limited by injuries, although he did play great when healthy. He has seen a second wind in the second half of his career following his play with Kansas City. While playing with the Colts for 2 seasons, he recorded 19 total sacks and set an NFL record for the most safeties in a season with 2. And even last season with the Ravens, he recorded 9.5 sacks. Now, Justin Houston is on the back nine of his career while playing with the Carolina Panthers, but his career has nonetheless been phenomenal for a 3rd-round pick. Round 4 is a pretty easy decision here to make with KJ Wright. The only other option maybe would be Julius Thomas. He did play great with Peyton Manning for the Broncos, but his season-high in yards was 788, and he had a short-lived career. Wright is one of the most popular Seahawks to ever suit up, and best known for his ability to sniff out and destroy screens. He quickly found his way into the lineup as a rookie, starting 12 games and producing 65 tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 pass deflections. Over the next 4 seasons, Wright served as a key cog and the invaluable leader for the Seahawks defensive juggernaut, helping guide the team to 4 straight playoff appearances, 2 NFC championships, and won a Lombardi Trophy. With the team finishing first in the NFL in scoring defense all 4 of those seasons, the steady linebacker played his part, averaging 100 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles per season. After Seattle re-upped with Wright on a 2-year extension in 2019, he may have had the best season, setting a new career high with 132 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 11 pass deflections. Following his stint in Seattle, he played 1 season with the Las Vegas Raiders, and in July of 2022 retired as a member of the Seahawks. The pick for round 5 is far and away the easiest, and it goes to Richard Sherman. One of the main contributors of the Legion of Boom, Sherman was an absolute steal in the 5th round of the 2011 draft. Sherman was inserted into the starting lineup his rookie year after Marcus Trufant and Walter Thurman both went on the IR. He played very well while starting and was selected to the 2011 PFW All-Rookie team, led all rookies with 17 pass deflections, 4 interceptions, and Pro Football Focus gave him an overall grade of 85.2, which ranked 16th among all qualifying cornerbacks in 2011. Entering 2012, Sherman was slated as the starter. He went on an absolute tear, being named a first-team All-Pro from 2012 to 2014 and recorded 20 total interceptions while leading the league in 2013 with 8, while also winning a Super Bowl. Sherman went on to play 3 more years for the Seahawks. Following his stint with Seattle, he went on to sign with the 49ers and made his final Pro Bowl in 2019. Richard Sherman is looked at one of the best Seattle Seahawks of all time and led arguably the best secondary in NFL history of the Legion of Boom. Round 6 easily goes to Jason Kelce. Finding a player of Kelce's caliber in the draft is tough in general, regardless of where you're picking. The fact the Eagles got him in the 6th round easily makes him the best value pick in this draft and one of the best value picks of all time. Other notable names from the 6th round in this draft include Tyrod Taylor, Charles Clay, and Byron Maxwell. Kelce was immediately the starting center for Philly his rookie year and became the first Eagle in franchise history to start all 16 games as a rookie. Unfortunately, in year 2, Kelce tore his ACL and missed most of the season. But in 2013, Jason Kelce became a household name amongst offensive linemen. He led the way for the NFL's best rushing leader, LaShawn McCoy, and was graded as the best center in the NFL according to Pro Football Focus. And since then, Kelce hasn't looked back. He made his first Pro Bowl the following year in 2014 while signing a 6-year contract extension with Philly. He has gone on to make 6 total Pro Bowls, with 5 of them being All-Pro appearances, as the face of one of the best offensive lines that we have seen in recent memory. Kelce also won a Super Bowl with Philly in 2016 after helping Nick Foles upset Tom Brady and the Patriots. Jason Kelce will be in the Hall of Fame one day and will be looked at as one of the best centers of all time. And last but not least, we touch on round 7 of this draft. Round 7 had no players that really stood out in any way, but I will give the nod to Lawrence Guy. Guy has been a decent player for his career. He was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, but never played a snap for them. After Green Bay, he went on to play for the Colts, Chargers, and Ravens. Guy was never noticed around the league, though, until he was signed in 2017 by the Patriots on a 4-year, $20 million contract. Guy has been a solid D lineman for New England since he was brought on and helped New England get a Super Bowl win in 2018. In 2022, Guy was a nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award and was named on the New England Patriots All-2010s Decade Team. Thank you for watching, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you want to see any more of these breakdowns.